I'm so proud of it when you go to a classical concert. In my case, they don't know, and I don't tell them. They only know when you go to Andre and his orchestra, you will have an evening you will never forget.
Andre Rieu's boundless energy continues to defy his age, allowing him to outshine major artists like Bruce Springsteen and Coldplay in concert revenue. His live performances have amassed an impressive $300 million from over 700 shows. The classical music maestro has built a legacy few could have predicted, starting with a modest 14-piece ensemble back in 1987. Today, he leads the world's largest private orchestra, comprising 75 musicians, showcasing not just his musical talent but exceptional business acumen. Over his career, Rieu has sold more than 40 million albums and recorded 50. His ability to transform classical music into a global phenomenon is undeniable, with his annual Christmas concerts drawing 60,000 spectators from around the world. This immense popularity has played a key role in building his fortune. The story of how this virtuoso has accumulated wealth and his plans for family inheritance is as compelling as his musical career. Andre Rieu has created a multi-million-dollar empire, rising from a humble salon orchestra player to Billboard's highest-grossing classical artist. At 75, the Dutch violinist continues to grow his empire, which flourishes despite the challenges faced by the music industry. His journey began in 1978 with the formation of the Maastricht Salon Orchestra, and by 1987, his dream took shape with the establishment of the Enstra Orchestra. The group initially had 12 members, who practiced for 6 months before their debut concert on January 1, 1988. Over the years, the orchestra expanded, reaching 43 musicians by 2008. Between 2008 and 2020, this number grew to between 50 and 60. A pivotal moment occurred in 1995 during an international football match in Amsterdam. Rieu bought 60 seconds of live TV airtime to perform Shostakovich's Waltz No. 2 during halftime. "Ajax did me a huge favor and scored just before halftime," he recalled. "The next week, I sold 200,000 CDs. This breakthrough moment transformed Rieu from an unknown violinist into a household name, with his popularity soaring through TV appearances and European tours. In 1996, the media dubbed him the modern king of waltz, solidifying a brand that would define his career for decades. The Enstra Orchestra quickly became a gold mine. Unlike traditional classical musicians, Rieu's success is largely driven by his commercial appeal. His orchestra has remained on Billboard's top 25 tours list for nearly 20 years, alongside icons like Bruce Springsteen and Justin Bieber. By 2018, he had cemented his place as Billboard's highest-grossing classical artist, with total earnings of $550 million. "I need $1 million a month just to pay everyone, even without touring. You can imagine how much more we make when we're on tour," Rieu explained. "I have 110 people on my payroll and another 100 working freelance for me. It's a big family." Despite these high costs, Rieu's operation remains profitable, thanks to multiple income streams. The classical music industry has faced significant challenges over the years, including lower demand, rising costs, and shrinking profits. However, Rieu found new opportunities by merging classical music with pop concert culture. He chose to break away from traditional classical norms, which often come with a serious, intimidating atmosphere. "In our shows, that atmosphere simply doesn't exist," Rieu said. His concerts became festive, where people were encouraged to sway, hum along, and clap, things that would normally be frowned upon in classical venues. His business expanded beyond just concerts, leading to the creation of his own recording studio, production company, event business, and custom workshops for staging and costumes. His musicians receive top-notch treatment, including a professional chef, a fitness instructor, custom Mercedes-Benz buses, and even a private kindergarten for the children of musician parents. Critics from the classical world may dismiss his performances as overly sentimental, but Rieu fully embraces it. "I'm trying to create a Jessamine Cork where music, dance, and costumes come together to create a magical experience," he said. His vision has been incredibly successful. Unlike traditional orchestras, which often rely on government funding, donations, or institutional support, Rieu's business operates independently. While ticket sales make up the majority of his income, the DVD sales are also crucial. His financial independence allowed him to overcome significant challenges, including nearly going bankrupt after investing in an elaborate castle replica stage set in 2008. These innovative business strategies have helped Rieu achieve his goal of making classical music accessible to everyone. His financial success stands as a testament to the effectiveness of his mission. Rieu's castle is the crown jewel of his assets, a magnificent 16th-century fortress located in the heart of Maastricht. This castle has come to symbolize Rieu's remarkable success. Unlike other celebrities who buy luxury homes, Rieu invested in a piece of history that continues to appreciate in value. The castle, known as Huey's Tour House of the Small Turrets, wasn't initially part of Rieu's plans. We were on holiday in the south of France when our accountant called to tell us the front side was for sale. We weren't really looking for it, but opportunities like this don't come often, recalled Andre Rieu about their unexpected purchase. Andre had a personal connection to the property, as he took piano lessons there as a boy. Although he disliked his teacher and found the castle dark, damp, and depressing at the time, his fascination with castles began early, inspired by his love for Tintin comics. Despite those early negative impressions, I grew up reading Tintin, and in one of the books, he and Professor Calculus sold an invention and bought a castle. I remember thinking I wanted to live there, Rieu explained. His childhood dream became a reality on September 11, 1999, when he purchased the castle for €1,458,459, roughly $1.9 million. At the time, the historic building was divided into multiple sections. It was an odd situation, so when we were able to acquire the front section, we hoped one day we could restore the entire castle, said Andre Rieu. Andre eventually bought all three sections piece by piece. The castle has a rich history. Its kitchen, the oldest part of the structure, dates back to 1452, while most of the building was constructed in 1526. What I love is its connection to the famous French musketeer D'Artagnan, who is said to have had his last breakfast in the castle before dying at Maastricht's gates during the 1673 siege, Rieu shared. The transformation of the castle was a personal project for Andre, as he didn't hire professional designers. Reports suggest that he made many personal changes, such as brightening dark rooms, adding gold leaf accents, and furnishing the space with unique items he found across Europe. Andre also built a beautiful French-style orrery on the grounds, complete with tropical birds and plants. Other people buy a Ferrari, but I wanted a greenhouse filled with butterflies, and that's exactly what I have, Rieu said. The castle's value continues to rise, especially given its location within Rieu's broader real estate holdings. Property records show that the 72-year-old violinist has built a small district in Maastricht, which includes 34 properties, 6 buildings near the castle, and several land parcels. Maintaining this historic treasure is costly, as the soft stone structure requires constant care. Renovations are a constant task. Just as one half is repaired, the other begins to need attention. Rieu recalled that major restoration work took place in 2015, addressing significant damage to the roof and walls caused by years of gradual erosion. Despite owning the castle, Andre doesn't actually live there. He chooses instead to reside in his charming 150-year-old home just down the street. Still, the castle remains the crown jewel of his property holdings and serves as a stunning centerpiece for his musical empire. It has become a vital part of his public image. I use the castle to promote my concerts, Rieu admitted. American media regularly visit to interview the King of the Waltz in his actual castle. His collection of Stradivarius violins leaves appraisers speechless. Rieu's wealth extends far beyond ticket sales and real estate. His most cherished assets lie just beneath his chin, rare string instruments that double as tools of his trade and multi-million-euro investments that continue to appreciate in value. Rieu has performed with instruments rich in history. For many years, he played a 1667 Stradivarius violin. Antonio Stradivari built this piece early in his career. Rieu feels a profound bond with it. I used to play on the 1667 Stradivarius, an instrument the man created while engaged to his future wife. Somehow, the love he had for her is inside that violin. You can hear it, he shared. That first Stradivarius helped Rieu enter an elite circle of musicians. Acquiring such a rare instrument wasn't simple. You really need to break into the violin world, it's tiny. Only 3 or 4 people control it globally, he explained. Once word got out that he was looking for a Stradivarius, offers poured in. They came like flies to honey. It was unbelievable. I did nothing. They flew in from the other side of the world with violins, saying, "Come play." As his success grew, so did his collection of rare instruments. Eventually, Rieu upgraded to an even rarer 1732 Stradivarius violin. This explains why media accounts sometimes mention different years. He has owned both. These violins carry astronomical price tags. A typical Stradivarius is worth several million euros, while the rarest examples command unbelievable sums. The Lady Blunt Stradivarius, for example, sold for more than 15 million euros. But their worth isn't just monetary. Rieu emphasizes their historical depth. When I do a little bit of math, I realize the trees used to make these instruments would have been planted around the time Columbus discovered the New World. That lineage fascinates collectors and performers alike. Rieu often speaks of his violins with deep sentiment. A violin is like a woman, each is unique. There are many women, but only one you truly love. It's the same with violins. This emotional connection shows that for Rieu, these instruments mean much more than their price tags suggest. Still, transporting million-euro violins across continents presents huge logistical and financial hurdles. These prized pieces require specialized insurance. Rieu once noted, "My violin is insured, but my hands aren't," revealing how the instrument takes priority in insurance terms, even though his ability to play is just as critical. Security for these violins is intense. It's reported that Rieu's Stradivarius travels with its own bodyguard and even gets a first-class seat on flights. This ensures the instrument remains both secure and in the right climate. Rieu's devotion is unwavering. In 2021, during the financial strain of the COVID-19 pandemic, he declared, "I would sell my Stradivarius to support my orchestra." He wasn't exaggerating. "It's my life's work. If I lose them, I lose everything I've built. We go down together." Fortunately, performances resumed before such drastic action was needed.